Being a president of an outlaw motorcycle club is a difficult position to be in, and one I never wanted. As a sergeant of arms, it was my position to protect the president. Why is that position needed in every motorcycle club? Because as soon as you get to the top, there's a list of people that want to see you fail. It gets lonely at the top. Look, I've talked about the worst outlaw motorcycle club president I ever knew. Let's get away from the negativity. There's negativity in this story. Let's talk about the best outlaw motorcycle club president I ever knew, bar none. He was an inspiration, a nomad, and the person that I said, if I didn't ever meet him, even with the diamond patch stitched over my heart, I never would have understood what it means to be a true one percenter. It's the outlaw world, so there's an ugly ending to this story, but let's get into it. Big shout to the ghosts and the ghost sets. Welcome to Demons Row TV, the holy grail of MC culture, where we cover everything motorcycle and motorcycle club involved. I'm Sos the Ghost. I'm your host for the evening. Make sure that you support the Patreon. It's linked in the description. Demons Row right now is going through some things. We got demonetized. Follow our second channel, the Sos the Ghost channel. That channel is monetized. Now let's talk about the best motorcycle club president I ever had. The man who truly gave me my diamond knowledge. In the past, I had videos where the man would speak and he would captivate a crowd. He always told me, I'm just a biker speaking on biker shit. But this was way more spiritual. This was a guy that his words made us feel like we could overcome any obstacle. He was like that football coach that you would run through a wall for. I kid you not. I never had a conversation with him where I didn't learn something new. The man was a knowledge machine. Him being in a bigger club for years and traveling as a nomad all around the United States, he opened my eyes to so much about the culture, things that I just never even thought about. I was in a state chapter at the time and I had to run with him and go nomad. The knowledge was there. The movement was something that you could get behind and meant something. I never met a person like that that could talk to a crowd of people and get them to feel like they were part of the army, like they had a righteous mission. I'm telling you, this guy had brothers love brothers more. When he came around, I seen it. There was just more unity and love. But of course, something so pure in the outlaw world must be corrupted. I remember one day there was a large crowd. All the nomads were there, different chapters, and he started to speak. And I'm just looking around because I'm a study the room type guy. So I'm seeing the smiles. I'm seeing everybody laughing. If you signed up for the right reasons, you're in a good space right now. You're enjoying the moment. So he's talking, and I'll never forget, he said something funny, and we were all laughing. And on a side note, he always had a way of getting you hyped up, but then cracking a joke. It was like masterful public speaking, but we were all dying. Everybody's lighting up. It was such a funny moment. And then I just pan a little bit and I see a higher up and he's not smiling. And I immediately saw this was the first signs of jealousy. Man, I could never for the life of me understand jealousy, but I get it. If you're on top and someone is becoming more loved, you may feel like you got to protect your spot. The writing's on the wall. He can come for you. It's possible that can happen in a lot of scenarios. It sucks that it has to be like that, but it is true. People will get everyone to love them and then eventually get them to hate you. So Prez passes the mic to the higher up, and when he spoke, it was hollow. The mood died out. It wasn't the same vibe. Bro was controlling the floor, and when he handed it to the higher up, it just wasn't the same. I had a lot of videos up in the past. If you remember, if you've been rocking with Demons Row a couple years ago, they would go viral. It was just a smaller channel on my Sos the Ghost channel at the time, and those videos, they would just light up. So when we broke it up, I immediately went to him and I said, yo, Prez, you good? And I'm the type of person, like, if you're my brother and I see something, I'm always going to lead you to the path of light. He was smiling and he was in great spirits. And I told him basically Robert Greene's 48 laws of power. The first rule, never outshine the master. Not in those exact words, but I said, brother, your words are powerful, and me, along with other nomads, love them. But love breeds jealousy. And it's sad that it's like that. When you're around a pack of wolves, that's how it is. So I told him I saw the higher up looking at you, and you just look like you're too on top of your game right now. You might want to peel it back a little bit, play a little bit more chess. He quickly downplayed it. He said, nah, my brother loves me. You know how it is when you're riding high, you don't see certain things. I told him, I agree. He has a lot of love for you, but look in the man's eyes. If it keeps going like this, he's going to change. Things will start to change, and he's going to pay attention a little bit more. Did my brother change? No. He kept on with the big speeches. Either you loved him and would catch a bullet for him, or you did not like him. I, for the life of me, did not understand it. I had brothers that I had love and respect for that was totally against him. I could not get it. He was talking about all the things that were great about being in an outlaw motorcycle club, like what we signed up for. I just didn't understand why everyone couldn't get behind this guy. He had the it factor. He wasn't perfect. He made mistakes, but who is? Then everything got divisive. It started with me having to check people for talking bad about him, because I'm the type of person, if I got love for you, I'm not going to let people talk bad about you or just not say nothing or agree. That's the worst thing you could do. To the point where I was in a meeting one day and the majority of the people in the room were against him. The sentiment was that he thought he was bigger than the club. I remember a day I was in a room with at least 60 brothers, and it was a complete bash fest. And I aggressively opposed all of them, and I nearly debated everyone who had something to say aggressively. I got really upset. I destroyed them with nothing but facts. Just me. And it was weird because I was the unpopular one in that room. People's argument was that he came from another club and he's trying to change the club. He definitely was changing a lot, and he brought a lot of people from his old club. And the problem is he fully patched them too quick, which I disagree with myself. Things were moving too fast, but it was a hell of a ride. I thought it was a good thing. We were expanding. I thought it was good, but when you move too fast, things do fall apart. Then I started noticing that the people that he brought in started saying bad things about him. He wants to take over the club, and he loves the spotlight. I started to realize how crazy some brothers' egos are. Like, they don't want to see you winning. When someone gets too much love, people will begin to hate them. It's lonely at the top. It's a true statement. I have experienced the same thing in my past. When I was Crip, I was just too popular. I ended up with a gun in my face, almost losing my life, staring at death at that point in my life. If you're a real brother and you have a brother that is a powerful speaker, protect him. People will want to kill him. Staying silent is what I saw a lot of people do, to the point where now the club was split and real hate began. Someone who had dreams of taking over the club and eventually did, turned everybody against him, to the point where the people that he brought in were offered positions so they could oust him. One snake would have him talk on the phone and have him on three-way with his enemy within the club to get him to speak freely, and he would say how much of a better job he could do at the top. They used these calls to paint him as a traitor. His ambition was too strong, and it was used against him. Eventually, they used a few key people he trusted to turn on him, and one day we got the news that he was out the club. A list of us did not agree with it at all, and we were all at odds about it. No vote, nothing. We had a new prez that never even prospected, a monster that prez created for fully patching people too quick. So if you got a club, stop fully patching people so quick. I know you want numbers, but these people will be the one to give you the boot. They basically told us that if we don't agree, we're picking him over the club and we should just go with him. And I'm the type of person, like, I'm not a follower like that. I was in the club first, so I'm not just gonna step because someone else stepped. But I was disgusted and I was mentally checked out. They let jealousy override the love. I learned a lot. Never outshine the master. Let me know in the comments if you've experienced these type of situations, because a lot of people have, and there's a lot of this that goes on for positions that don't mean nothing to nobody but the people in those positions. Because people outside of these circles, they don't even care what your title is. If you want to support the row, get your Ghost of Ellie mask now. They're on www.demonsroad.com. I got another video where I talk about the worst outlaw motorcycle club president I ever met. He's involved with this story. It'll be linked above. And thank you for tuning in to Demons Road TV, the holy grail of MC culture. Like, subscribe, and comment. And oh yeah, we ghosting, baby.